everybody, Bulo here. So I warned you that I'm going to be talking more online. So today's topic is about what to do when you feel stuck. A good buddy of mine reached out and said, man, I feel really, really stuck. And first of all, that's a crappy feeling to feel. So if you're feeling stuck right now, just know that I feel for you. I'm sorry. I think that's a terrible thing as a human being. I think part of our human needs are to grow and develop over time and be useful and all those kind of things. So if we're feeling stuck, I think that could be a very hard place to be in. So I feel for you. That being said, I want to help. So that's why I'm making this video, because I responded to my friend, but I kind of want to make a public sort of thing on just my opinion on it. And the way I see it, there's a right brain and a left brain solution to this problem. The right brain sort of creative method is if you're feeling stuck, I think emotionally, and the left brain analytical one is if you're feeling stuck professionally. Okay, so I'm going to give you the emotional one, in my opinion, and then more of the professional, like, stuckness solution. So the first one, the identity, like, who am I? Why am I here? I'm stuck in life as a human being. In my mind, what I see is an image of someone being stuck in the mud. And if you're feeling stuck, that means you think you have somewhere to be, which I think is kind of funny. You know what I mean? It's like you either want to go back to where you were, or you want to go forward where you think you should be. And I think that's an assumption. I think that in a lot of ways, we are where we are for a reason. I think that if we're feeling stuck, I think we need to look around the circumstances of our life and figure out what am I supposed to do right now with what I have, with what I've been given, with what I've been trusted with. And I think that is true no matter who you are. Now, Bulo personally, I think that there's a God who loves you, that has a purpose for your life, and I think one of the best ways to move forward is to try and align where you think you should be with where your creator designed you to be. So it requires a lot of like self-reflection and self-awareness and understanding what your purposes and gifts are. And my clue, one more little personal Bulo thing, is I think it should involve other people. I think God uses us to bless others. So who in your life right now are you placed around that you could be a source of joy and love and inspiration and encouragement to? And when you water others, you water yourself. And going back to the stuck in the mud thing, when you start watering the mud, you start getting mobile and you start moving again. So there you go. It's kind of full circle. That's the personal side. The business or the analytical side, and I get caught up into this, and I think a lot of overachievers do, we feel stuck because we don't see the achievements that we're making. Even though we are making achievements, we're not stopping to like clarify and quantify where we're headed and the steps necessary to get us there. And if we do that, we can recognize the wins as they're being made, because you could be winning in life, you could be moving, you could be making gains, but because you're not measuring it, you're not able to stop and give yourself credit for the momentum and the movement that you're making. So how do you do that? One of the things that my wife and I have been deploying for friends and clients and practices that we help consult and develop and grow is something called the EOS model, and it involves something called the VTO document, which is basically a strategic planning document. It's 2 pages where and you can use this personally though, but you can also use it professionally, which is where you set a vision for yourself, for your business. You set a goal basically, and you set a big one that's motivating, and then you segment it down. So you start with like a 10-year, then you do a 3 to 5 year, then you set a year goal for yourself, and then the smallest increment down is a quarterly mini goal. Like, what am I going to do in the next 90 days that's going to take me from where I am now and move me in a step in the right direction to hit my annual goal, right? And it's called living in the 90-day world. So you do it every 90 days. So people think that like you set your New Year's resolutions once a year and you're done. It's like, no. You set the big goals once a year, and then you set mini goals once a quarter. And then you take those goals and you make them SMART, SMART. You break down individual action steps that you're going to need to do to achieve those goals. So like, if I have a big goal for the quarter, everyone uses like weight loss. I'll use weight loss. So let's say we have a goal of losing 50 pounds this quarter. It's like, okay, the miniature action steps are going to be that I need to work out this many times a week. I need to keep my calorie intake under this many calories a day. I need to meditate this many times to keep my cortisol levels in check. I need to do blah, 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 blah. And you review that stuff on a weekly or daily basis. And that way you can like check off the mini action steps of your quarterly goal. So at the end of 90 days, you're pretty much guaranteed to have hit your goal. And then those 90 days are designed to make sure that you're taking strides to your 1 year. And so this is a whole process that we go over and we help people with. And if you want help, let me know. We do a whole strategic planning retreat in Pigeon Forge every year in October, where we go over this strategic planning document. But my point for the left brain folks that are feeling stuck is that you might be feeling stuck because you don't have a plan and you don't have measurable action steps by which to measure or judge yourself on whether or not you're actually making strides. Because chances are, if you have it written down, you have it compartmentalized in 1 year, 90, in 1 week increments, then you will be making progress. Whether you feel it or not, it almost doesn't even make a difference when we're talking about left brain things. We can measure it and see that no, we are making these steps that we committed to doing at the beginning of the year. So hope that helps. If you guys have any more questions, you know that they'll inspire more videos, and I'm happy to do it. I appreciate you. If you need help with any of this stuff, hit me up. Otherwise, have a good one.